Hello, Ashfire Flame here, and I'm going to be not entirely sure what the plan is, but first I'm going to show you what I've added to here. So, if you come here and see, little automatic furnace. I put where I need to, well, you don't see anything here because everything is cooked or whatever, but what needs to be cooked there, and I'm using these barrels for the fuel with the little hoppers to the furnace, and then anything that's made comes here, including the buckets after the lava is emptied being used to fuel it, which quite a good source of fuel, which I can easily get that with my automatic lava source. And then this thing here, I use the automatic crafters to make something. I clicked on the blocks on the outside so I can only do that middle one. And I'll put logs into the barrel here, go through the hopper, then to the crafter, and once it's craft, it shoots it out into the hopper to bring it over to this chest. And I use the little repeaters here to do that. And I found that the trick with repeaters, I was confused at first, but it's actually really simple, which I don't know why it confused me so much, but I feel like it looks more complicated than it is, which I'll go and show you a good way that I find to understand that. So I think of it as, say if the first setting is blue, then there's green, yellow, and purple. I'm just color coding to help kind of understand the differences better. And so when making the little repeaters, you can do 2 of one of these options, 2 of another. So say if you did the 2 of this blue option, 2 of the yellow, or 2 of the green and 2 of the purple, or it just has to be 2 of one and 2 of another, but they can't all be the same. Because if they're all the same, then okay, so if they're all the same, like say if I did that, then what happens is, oh wait, did that actually work? One moment. It didn't work last time I tried it, unless if it's this simple. Ah, so it can't all be the first one. I see now. But I'm still learning more about the differences between the different ones here. But I found that, I think there seems to be a slight difference in speed. I know if you want to learn more about it, definitely watch some YouTubers that actually, do a lot of cool redstone stuff. But yeah, I tend to just kind of choose one of the options here. Click the lever real quick, unclick it, take away the lever, and then when I connect that, it repeats the thing. And then, let's see here, with this one, I wonder what the difference in, I don't really see much of a difference. I don't know. I'll have to test around with that. But yeah, like, I was about to show the differences of all the colors, but then I realized that these can be the same. I mean, I thought I understood it, but I guess I'm definitely still learning a bit more of it. Let's see if they're all the last one. Huh. So if they're all the last one, then huh. So, yeah, that definitely does. It goes a lot slower with this one here. So, that's pretty neat. So it seems like the farther out from the one you can't change, the slower it is, and the closer, the faster. And if all of them are very close by, then it just doesn't do any repeating. Because as it gets, faster, at some point it just doesn't repeat. That's what I'm understanding here. That's kind of neat. And if I recall correctly, maybe I was wrong, but it seems like... Let's see what happens if I have, like... Oh, screen, please. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so if it's all that... And then... If I have them more uneven... Huh. I guess I don't understand this as much as I thought I did. Well, either way, it seems like I'm getting more of an understanding to this. So basically, this is the one that is the only one that doesn't seem to work that well. Okay. It's about way to explain it as if I understood it fully, and then here I am, realizing I don't understand it as much as I thought I did. I'm like, oh, I understand it now. Nope. Now what I really need to start understanding more of is the Redstone comparators. I'm still not quite understanding that fully, but maybe I'll have to figure that out later on. Anyways, now that I went to a longer explanation than I thought I would, let's go back to my Minecraft realm. Okay, so we're back at the realm. And... oh hey! The lava has stopped. Looks like they put new them there. But yeah, like, this is something I'm still learning more about. But it seems as I learn more, it starts to be something I kind of understand more. But I mainly, for a long time, I kind of avoided more of the redstone stuff because I was a bit more intimidated by it. But I think it's actually more simple. Like, there's still a lot to learn with it, but I think it's actually more simple than I thought I would. I think I kind of overcomplicated it in my head. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool, and I'm starting to like doing this stuff. I know the hoppers are kind of my favorite item, though, because they're pretty simple to understand. It doesn't take a huge amount. But definitely make sure that, you connect the items that you need, otherwise it's not going to work. So you have to have this bottom part here actually connect to the thing that... which sometimes, if I'm just kind of quickly doing it, I might forget for a moment to actually make sure it's connected. Which, if you're not sure how to connect it to the, furnace or things like that, you just crouch to connect. But yeah, like, I've been having a bit of fun with that. And I've got to show you my regenerating cobblestone wall, because I think that is pretty cool. Also, I got this bee thing here. I kind of realized that... why am I grabbing a bucket? Okay. I realized, like, when I grew this tree, there was a bee thing here, and I almost forgot about it until I started walking by to go there, and was like, hey, I should get some trees so I can get some wood, and then I'm like, oh, forgot to show you the beehive. That's pretty cool. Definitely always make sure you have the campfire under there, otherwise the bees will attack. I love how easily I can spot this building with the pink doors. Makes it easy to explain what building I'm talking about, because I don't usually do the pink doors, but it definitely makes it pop a bit. Then my lovely guards over here. Okay, I have this long pathway over here. What the? Did this stop? Maybe. But yeah, I noticed, I used all these, like, pistons here in the repeaters, which for some reason aren't repeating. I'll have to try to fix that. But yeah, that way I could have a repeating cobblestone wall. I'm gonna check if it's just not repeating, because... Yeah, I'm gonna have to get them to start repeating again. It must have glitched out. It is Bedrock after all. Sometimes the redstone can be a little bit glitchy on Bedrock. I still love using Bedrock, though. It's convenient being able to have it way on my phone. So I'll go do that real quick. And that should be easy to do. Okay. So let's do this. And then make sure. So that should be going. And let's get the other one. Oh, wait. Yeah. And then... Oh, did I not do that quick enough? One moment. What did I just do wrong? I did something. I had it working. One moment. Let me mess around for a bit. There we go. I had to be kind of quick about it. And then get that. So that should be working better now. And as I mine this, but I also like to, oh yeah, I forgot to fix this one too. Hold on. Okay. So now that all of these seem to be working again, I'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe because it's a realm, it probably glitched more, because I haven't had that glitch before on a single player. So maybe it's because it's on, like... That could be what it is. Anyways, I haven't finished making it a better, like, setup to start mining, so I'll have to do that. But for now, I just kind of making these, wooden planks is just climbing up until I find something better. Maybe I'll turn this into, like, a ladder I climb up. I don't know. But anyways, just for perspective of where I am, I'm just on the side of this wall here. And as I mine, it regenerates. And I think that is pretty cool. Because, I don't know, it's just kind of neat that I can just regenerate it. And just keep mining and it'll infinitely add more. Maybe I'll have to turn it into a house so I get a house that I can also mine from. And have regenerating wall. Though I suppose that's kind of like what I do with caves. All the little interior. But yeah, I just think that this is pretty cool. So maybe I'll just have to add a ladder on this spot, because this seems like a fun spot to mine it from. You can see over there, it's doing its work. Mining that. And, I'll have to try to find a good way to show you a perspective from over here, what it does. Okay. Nice. And then you see how this is bringing it up. Those pieces are bringing it there, and so every time she's mining, it's moving all the wood up. And it's taking it from this thing here, which I use the lava and water. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is pretty neat. I suppose that is one thing I'll have to keep in mind, is I might have to reset the repeaters every now and then. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this provides shade. Oh. This provides shade for them, don't they? How awful. Oh, screen freeze. No. Oh wait, okay. It was because I died. At least it wasn't a long screen freeze. But oh no. My character died. I'll have to do something about that at some point. I need to light up the way or something, because apparently they can survive under there because I have that platform that's providing them shade. So, yeah, that's a bit... That's kind of funny, though. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, well. Now, I gotta add some ladders. Oh, I love these bundles. They are amazing. And then I'll add some ladders up here so it makes it easier to get up. Should I add it there or over? I'll probably add it from up top here and then add some vines for it to access it from here. There we go. And then I'll add some vines and let them go down so I have another way to access it. So that'll be good. Nice. I definitely love this feature because I don't know, I just find it really cool. Like, it's so simple, but yeah, I just love it. Well, kind of simple, I guess. So, I mean, it's a regenerating wall. What's not to love? It's a wall, and it's a regenerating wall. I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm liking the builds that are being added. Oh, that's very cool over there. I'll have to check out that over there, because that looks cool. Oh, and it looks like she's expanding her base over there. Nice. Hello, sir. You're doing a good job keeping this place clean. I'm proud of you. Oh yeah, this bed. Now it looks like he had a blanket and a pillow, and honestly, I know some might find that uncomfortable, but sleeping on a walk can actually be really restful sometimes. I don't know, just like taking a nap on a walk is very nice. So I'm pretending he's one of those people. And this looks like a cozy little area to chill in. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool, and I'm gonna keep expanding here. I kind of want to make one of those, like a smaller version of the regenerating wall that has like hoppers underneath. I think that would be kind of neat. That way when it falls, I don't need to try to collect it, and it just collects and automatically puts in chests. So maybe that's something I could do at some point. And then, yeah. Well, I should probably organize some stuff in my chest. Looks like Death Angel is checking this place out. Looking at what I've added. So I think that's kind of funny. Definitely pretty neat. I don't know, I like this added stuff that I've done to it. I've been kind of getting in more into this, like, those automated stuff, because I just think it's kind of neat. I don't know, I used to kind of avoid it, not worry about it, but now I'm actually kind of interested in it. Especially as they're adding more stuff, I think having... She asked if it spawns wood. Nope, I'll if I... So... I put... Yep, so I explained I put the wood on top barrel, and it goes down here and makes the planks, where I have that. Only space available for it to go is hit in the middle, because if I clicked on things to set up. Goes down here, makes planks. Wait a second, why did it put the wood? There you go. That's better. How fancy. I agree. It is very fancy indeed. So, I think these are some pretty cool additions to my absolutely amazing base here. You know, this dude, my maid here, scared me for a moment. One of the times I was, as I was building this stuff, he was so close, right over here, and there was a zombie trying to get him. And he was just barely out of reach. I was like begging him to go back so he doesn't turn into a zombie, and thankfully he stayed out of reach, but holy, he's like playing with his life there. Jeez, dude. Or maybe he was just taunting the zombie, I don't know. But he was literally standing there, like looking at the zombie, and he wasn't running away. And then he seemed like he eventually got bored, because after staying there for a while, he just started walking back. It was kind of funny. Ooh, look at that sunset there. How does it look with the blue? Ooh, I love how it looks with the blue here. Now I need to figure something out, because I have a torch there. But they like to spawn somewhere over here, and then just stand here. Though it is funny, because sometimes I also see cows do it too, so... Sometimes it's zombies, sometimes it's cows. Anyways, I got distracted. I need to organize some of my chests here. I realized I am halfway to making a honey block, if I wanted to. So that's kind of neat. I have a singular piece of wood for the pink one, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, and I could save it. But I could also make a button that says a cherry button. Because I can. So now I have a pink button I don't know what I'm going to do with. I don't know. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm... got a few things here. I'll need to organize this better at some point. And I think... Death Angel said she's gonna go mining somewhere random. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the honey in here. Might need to get another tool chest themes or a building dedicated to storage. Because that would be good to share with everyone, and then... I don't know. But yeah, I'm just kind of mainly gonna organize what's in the bundles here. So something I'm thinking of doing is probably getting like a bunch of obsidian, which shouldn't be too hard to do. Just might take a little time mining the obsidian, but I'm thinking of getting a bunch of that and going through the nether and using that as kind of source of travel, because I think it was 1 block in the nether is 8 blocks in the overworld, if that's the correct ratio or whatever. I think that's what it was, and so it would make it a lot quicker to travel in the nether, or to travel through the nether to get to places in the overworld, because there's a few things I want to find. Like, I want to get cactus so I can get green dye. I find it odd you can't make it with the blue and yellow. But I suppose it's a nice achievement trying to find the green cactus to make it, so I'll have to find that and then figure that out, because, yeah, anyways, I want to find a desert, because not only do I want to get the cactus, I also want to get a bunch of sand so I can make a bunch of glass. And my friend Death Angel here wants me to make a UFO. And I could make it in creative mode, but I could also just make it in survival mode. It might take longer, but I could figure it out somehow. Oh, I realized just how oval-shaped that area over here looks. It's kind of funny. It's like a nice little corner for that little house. That looks like a cozy spot. Small house, nice little farm, just chilling. Huh. Maybe I need to make more houses for the villagers. And beds. That might be good. So. But yeah, I have quite a few different ideas of what I want to add here and make it look nicer. And oh, I absolutely love this. I keep forgetting this house is up there. I need to make an easier way to get up there. But yeah, I definitely like my little entryway there. I've been really liking that open concept, because since I have the fence, I don't need to worry about, like, you know, enemies just going there. And my villager that decided to steal my spot home and become my cleaner is able to be safe. And it just looks nice. It feels like I get a lot of fresh air. What did you say? I was hoping your bridge here went into the mountain. That'd be good. Maybe someday. Just keep adding. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things I can add, and yeah, I might keep getting stuff from this. I might end up just keep collecting every now and then until I get like a bunch of obsidian. Then I can just keep traveling. I also maybe need to get a bunch of stuff so I can do like a bunch of pickaxes and things like that, so I can do whatchamacallit, underground tunnel thing, but nether version. That way I'm not constantly getting hit by the gas. I also need to see like a couple new items they have since the last update, so. Because I saw something about the happy gas, but I haven't actually, like, usually I mess around in creative mode, but I haven't messed around with that yet. So I'll have to kind of see what that's all about. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. But that's pretty cool. So I'm thinking of ideas of what I can add to my little place here. And, you know, there's a few automated stuff and like indoor farm, and I know one thing I like to do is have like an underground tree growing area. That's kind of cool. Maybe I could do something like that. I don't know. There's a lot of things I could do. And I know a lot of things I'll just keep adding as I think to add them and collect a bunch of resources. Definitely want to get some traveling. Maybe I could do something that's kind of inspired, but definitely different from the hardcore world things people do. I've always been too intimidated to try the hardcore worlds. Maybe someday. But what if I do something where I travel and I keep making like different bases until my character dies, and then I just kind of keep the stuff that I collect, of course, and go out and travel again. You just kind of keep doing something like that. That could be an idea of something to do. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm definitely excited with all the ideas of things and all the possibilities. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I probably haven't even thought of yet that I'm going to absolutely love the ideas of later. I'm just kind of continue expanding it as I go. I definitely need to get more iron, though, because we keep running out of iron because I keep using them, and I go through iron pretty quickly on this game. Especially where I'm getting more into the hoppers and minecarts and stuff that I'm going to be doing, so definitely be something. Maybe I need to figure out some sort of like iron farm or something. So, I don't know, mess around with a few different ideas. There we go. And I can mine some, oh wait. And I can mine some of the, it takes a while, but I can, as I get more lava, place it here and start mining some obsidian. And every now and then I can work on it more, little by little, that way I can get a whole bunch of obsidian. Maybe I need to try to figure out something for, like, get one of those enchanting tables so I can try to get more of a speed with mining this stuff. That's gotta be a goal. I should probably do. If I recall correctly, it has to do with, like, I think it's maybe obsidian, book, diamond, maybe? Like at a... Okay, so the book on top, I was thinking it'd be, like, 1 diamond, but... and 2 books, but no, it's 2 diamond, 1 book. Okay, that's doable. I should be able to easily get that. I already have diamonds. About to get the obsidian. And the books should be easy to make. Oh, and I also need to get some other books and bookshelves so I can have a higher level with enchantments and stuff. So, maybe that's what this area that I'm mining out right here. Maybe this area can be dedicated to that. Probably make it a little bit wider, though, and look nicer. Get some lanterns or something. I like having a lantern on top of where the book is, but I can play around with some different ideas, too. But yeah, I'll figure it out as I go with things, and there's a lot of stuff I do have planned, and a lot of stuff that I'm kind of figuring out the plans for. Like with this base, I was just going to keep as it was, but then I added this stuff, and so now I'm inspired to keep adding. I've learned I like the bases that don't fully finish. Like underground tunnels, cave systems, things like that. And as I increase building, I end up getting more resources as I'm building. And it just keeps ever expanding. And I've learned I really like these types of buildings because it's like there's no end goal specifically. I just keep going until I'm done with... I don't know. It just never fully ends with adding on, and that's just kind of satisfying for me. Now, I do have, like, side builds I have an end to. But when it comes to my main base, I definitely like to just keep adding on to it. Because it's fun. I don't want it just be done being built. I want to keep adding on to it. Yeah, something like this. And then, yeah, do that a little bit wider and kind of mine out to the side here. You know, sometimes I'm tempted to mine the copper here, but then I think, 1, there's plenty of copper to mine, and 2, I kind of like the texture color here. It's like mostly this kind of grayish and browns, but then every once in a while a texture color. Nothing too overwhelming, just a bit subtle. And then most of the color adds to the added details here with the different stuff I had. Like this little, oh, baby zombie. Like this little area. Wait, is that a baby zombie? No, it looked like a baby zombie, but it's actually just one was up here. Why do they keep coming up here? It must be spawning on top and dropping down or something. Or maybe I need to light up those areas here. I don't know, but haha, you can't get me. But yeah, like, anyways, did I mine too far here? Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of work on this and probably keep the copper on the sides here because I kind of like that. It's like I could have it one type of wall, but I could also just keep it interesting because that's also fun. Have it a bit variety. It's like I want the patterns, I want the same, but I also kind of like this little consistently inconsistent. You know, it's just kind of neat. Like even this gravel here, which just adds a bit of texture and it very much feels like a nice little cave home, you know? With better circulation considering it has things like that opening there, and I don't know how much in real life the circulation would be going as I continue going down here with the caves, but I guess I don't need to worry about it since it's Minecraft. Yeah, let's see, it's 5 blocks wide, so I need one for, okay, probably expand it a little further back so I have more space in front of it, because I want to have a goal of adding all the bookcases around it, and then enchanting table in the middle. I wonder, those newer bookcases that have it only on the front, I wonder if that's the same amount as, whatchamacallit, the other bookcases when it comes to the increase in levels. I'll have to search that up on the good old online wiki thing and figure that out, because that would be, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I do kind of miss the tutorial worlds that Minecraft used to have, especially like when I played on the Xbox 360. I used to do that a lot as a kid, and I absolutely loved those tutorial worlds. Even when I like knew all of it, I just found those really fun. And I remember being really disappointed when they stopped doing that because I thought those were really cool. I think it ended, if I recall correctly, in the aquatic update. And then, yeah, they stopped doing it because I guess they rely on people searching it up. But I really miss them, like, extremely. Maybe I need to look up some, like, player-made maps or something, because I'm sure people have made some of those. Like, I would be surprised if they haven't. But yeah, like, I kind of hope that Minecraft starts getting back into the tutorial worlds again, because even though you can search it up, it kind of, like, takes you out of the immersion of the game sometimes, when you have to just search up all of the new stuff. Or I hope you figure it out when there's just so much now. I feel bad for, like, new players who are getting into the game because, you know, when I first started, like, there wasn't really quite as much, you know, and it was still fun. It was quite simple because of the type of game it is. You don't need all of what we have now to make it fun, especially if you know, like being creative. You can do a lot with just a little bit. So this added features is like just a little extra, you know, like the added spices. You know, I like plain pasta with butter, but I also like pasta that has a lot of spices in it. So it's kind of like that. But it's just that simplicity of it, you know. It's easier to know what to do with something simple when you're newer at it, you know, starting the base thing, but anyone who's just starting Minecraft now has to see all this added stuff, and it can probably feel a bit overwhelming, I could imagine. I mean, some of them probably like it, but some of them might be a bit turned off from the game because of that. And if they think, well, I have to search up everything, then they might think, oh, it's not worth it. I don't know. And even, like, people who miss the tutorial worlds probably would love to, you know, have those back. So I think there's a lot of reasons why we need tutorial worlds again. But yeah, I definitely think they should add that. And I'll definitely have to check that out, searching up, seeing if there's any player-made maps, because there's no way there isn't. Like, there's gotta be. And I can check on both Java and Bedrock, because while I mainly do Bedrock, and I'll be playing more on Bedrock, and that's what I do my videos about, every once in a while I do have access to Java. It feels like more of a hassle to set it up on, you know, getting on and doing all that. I prefer the convenience of having it right on my phone. I don't need to worry, you know, it's easy to update, it's quick to deal with, and some people probably feel the opposite, but that's just how it works for me. So, I mean, even if there is, like, only a Java version. Oh, the blocks are floating. Am I about to just... Oh, how dare they. Okay, I'm back now. Every once in a while. But, yeah, like... doing the... I forgot for a moment what I was talking about. Brain ain't braining. I was talking about tutorial worlds. Okay, Bedrock, Java. But yeah, like, I definitely, so I do have both versions. But I just find that Bedrock version is personally easier. For one, the controls. For two, like the small screen. I actually rather like having a small screen on the phone. Which I know so many people who are the opposite. You know, like, you know, so many people I talk to would prefer a bigger screen. But me personally, like, I like the appeal of a small screen. It's less overwhelming for me to focus on a smaller screen. And yeah, I'll still sometimes use a bigger screen, but it just feels a lot less overwhelming when it's just less area I have to focus on. And especially, like, I can also experiment with different, you know, colors and stuff. Like, for example, on a big screen, I'm less likely to want to use the color yellow, for example. But it's a really nice color, I just don't like it in a big amount. So if I want to make a build, which I'll have to do something with kind of more of a bright color. I've been focusing on a bunch of other designs. I forgot to even, like, do some of the brighter colored buildings, but yeah, like, I can, with a small screen, it's not as overwhelming to have a whole, if I wanted to make a yellow house, or like a bright orange house with, or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example, but it's not popping up in my head right now. But yeah, if I want to do something that has a lot of bright colors, it's going to be easier for me to do it on the phone, because then it's a smaller screen, so it's not going to be overwhelming as it would if I were to, for example, use a TV screen. Like one of those bigger TVs. And so it's just kind of one of those things I've gotten so, I've realized I much prefer using my phone, because I feel like I can do a lot more on it. And I definitely understand the appeal to, like, computers, and there are certain things, like, for example, when you're doing research or things like that, sometimes certain websites work better on a desktop. But even then, there's ways you can access it on a phone. It just makes it a bit more complicated, but I'm also, like, willing to deal with that hassle sometimes. Because sometimes that feels like less effort than just opening my computer. It's very interesting how my brain works sometimes, but that's just kind of how it is. So yeah, I definitely, started talking about tutorial worlds and different versions and Bedrock and stuff, and got on to talk about how I prefer small screens. As well as I went on a whole rant about that. That's funny. This is like when I talk to myself, which I guess I technically am, just talking to myself. which I like to do because it helps me process things, and I kind of start rambling about random things like this. And I realized I've been mining a lot, which is actually kind of neat, because I can have, like, go through the enchanting area, maybe, have enchanting, ooh, what if I had an enchanting hallway, and then it leads to maybe a pumpkin patch or something? That'd be kind of neat. I definitely need to do something cool for Halloween, because Death Angel and I both love Halloween, and Halloween is, like, Death Angel's favorite time of the year ever. So I definitely gotta do something Halloween theme as it gets close to that, because we both think it looks cool and the decoration's awesome. So maybe at some point, I have a few projects I want to do first, but maybe at some point I need to do something like that to get a head start on that, because that would be pretty cool. And I am still mining. Maybe I need to do some finding iron and stuff. Oh, it's dark out, so that's kind of perfect anyways. He went a zombie. But yeah, I'm probably going to keep expanding this for quite far. I'm not sure how far, just how much I feel like it. I know one build I like to do is where I add like an amethyst pathway, like say if these 3 blocks are amethyst, or 3 blocks lengthwise coming here, and then like I have like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 blocks on each side that are dark oak, and then I have like cobblestone wall, and then cobblestone over on these, and then the middle blocks above where the same width as the amethyst, I would have glass for the parts that can see the above, and then the parts that go under it stops being glass. Or actually, no, it keeps being glass, but I can't see like the sky anymore, and I can see, you know, any dirt or things like that. I like doing things like that. I'll have to show an example at some point, showing what I mean for those who don't quite understand my verbal explanation of it, because I feel like it's easier to show what I mean sometimes. But yeah, I'll probably keep expanding, do a bunch of different areas, and probably have to collect some more lava so I can get more obsidian. That way I can travel to faraway areas much quicker. Because imagine a bunch of underground pathways that I use for the, one moment, words aren't wording. Okay, so bunch of underground pathways you go through, and then you reach another portal. Well, it's already in the nether, but you reach another portal, and then it brings you to a whole different area from where you were in the overworld before. Like, you can travel so far, and then at some point you end up in the middle of the ocean, because for some reason that happens a lot. You end up in the middle of the ocean, and I think that's kind of funny. And then you keep traveling to different areas. It's kind of like almost fast travel, but also definitely not fast travel. But yeah, I have a few different ideas. And then I definitely rambled a lot more than I planned to in this vid, but I suppose that's fine. Oh, how dare there be monsters nearby. Hey, dude. Can I sleep here? I just stole my villager's bed. He's probably not too pleased by that, but I'll learn. Wow. These zombies are not the smartest. I find it funny though, like they just sit here and like kind of stare through, sometimes glitch slightly through, but they can't reach anything. They just, you can see their hands pop through. Oh yeah, I need to also expand. I have a bunch of cobblestone I'm going to be collecting as I expand that, so I'll need to make that really tall. that cobblestone circle there and see how tall I can get that. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with that. Maybe I could do that as a storage unit. Because I know not all of it is gonna be the nether portal, just that middle piece is gonna be the nether portal. Or not middle, the bottom area. So if I expand it higher, I don't know. I have a few different ideas of what I could add. Like maybe if I had it like plants, different plants that I do. And just have it be more so decoration themed. Or maybe I could make it all nether themed, who knows. I'll kind of figure it out as I go and just keep building, and then it'll just be ever expanding like this place, I guess. Oh yeah, I need to answer that question she asked. I definitely love this little area I have, though. Sometimes I have the issue of enemies, but I can take care of that by figuring something out here. But it's not too bad with that. And I'm fine to sacrifice that issue if it means I can have this here. Because I love this. Look how cute it is. It's almost like the pumpkin has arms because firefly bushes, and I have this cozy little bed and cozy little corner, but with a window that I can still peek out, but not too much, so it only covers, it's only part of the bed that I can see through the window where I could kind of like hide away in my corner here. Little bedside table, plant, barrel, nice picture. It's a cozy little area. Like even the window is like more of a tinted blue color. This is very neat. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to use barrels for, but I tend to use barrels as more decoration unless if I'm doing something like over here with the automated stuff. I don't know, barrels just make a nice decoration for my thing, I think. And then, but yeah, like, I definitely have a lot of plans. Like, that area that I'm expanding over here, that's one of the spots there is where I might make a little alien spaceship or something. And then I can make a bunch of different floating platforms. Like, what if I make, probably need to get like staircases and stuff, but what if I make over there a bunch of floating platforms and houses for the villagers? Like, imagine how cool that would be. And then it would be like the villagers are safe from the zombies, and we wouldn't have to be hearing zombies dying, villagers dying all the time from zombies or being taunted. Also, I need to check out this area here because this is kind of cool. I like this. Oh, I love that. Look at the fishy. Okay, I love this. Oh my word, this is so cute. Boats! I like using the bamboo rafts, but these boats are pretty cool too. I love this. I don't know, it's so cute. And I like the ceiling! Oh my word, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. I don't know why I love this so much. This is so cool. See, that's a neat thing about playing with friends is having just different builds that people make, and like I love these things that she added. This is like the perfect light source is those jack-o'-lanterns. Like I love what she's done to her thing. Oh, speaking of which, I need to see her progress on her hobbit home. Aww, her little cat. To scare away the creepers, because she's been struggling with creepers near her base. Nice. That's pretty cool. She's got her little dripstone to fill up all the lava. And Looks like she's gonna cover that with glass. I like the mossy stone. Oh, I'm trapped. And I like that. And yeah, I definitely, since I'm trapped, I'm just running down here. I could try to find my way up, but I also could, go down here and find the lava, because my hunger is low, and that is how, you know, maybe that's why I'm so averse to feeding my characters, because when I first started, you didn't have to worry about that. You know, food was just to heal your, health, and you didn't have a hunger bar, and then they added the hunger bar, and, then I became, like, very averse to feeding my character. And I mean, I'll reluctantly do it, but, like, I love to keep inventory because then I don't need to worry about that. I swear, I do sometimes like, you know, survival games and stuff, having feed a character, but then sometimes I'm just like, eh. You know, like, I already have to feed myself as a human, you know, in real life. Trying to feed my character is, like, a whole nother thing. Like, I don't know, it's, like, hard enough to feed myself, now I have to feed my character. I mean, I swear, sometimes it is fun to keep track of that stuff, but then also, like, Minecraft is one of those games I get so distracted with building stuff that I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So, that's just kind of what ends up happening is I keep inventory on, so I, 1, don't have to worry about that. 2, don't have to worry about losing my stuff with, you know, random things, like, because sometimes the way your character dies is just the most silly ways. And then also, I just like being able to travel to my base quickly, collect stuff, and build more, because I like building stuff. Sometimes I like, you know, fighting the different enemies, but building stuff is really where it's at. It is called Minecraft anyways, so. But I also, you know, Peaceful World, that's nice, and I usually do that single player, and then I'll have, like, enemies for multiplayer games. But, which is nice and all, but doing peaceful, but I also kind of like having the enemies so I can still fight things, but I also don't want to be too high stakes because I like building stuff and I want to primarily worry about that. And I realized I started ranting more about stuff. So, I think I'll say my plans for my next video is probably, maybe at some point I need to figure out how to get the creepers to stop spawning over there. Maybe I need to tame a cat and keep it over there. And then make a whole... What if I make a barn for cats? Like, just have it in an adorable area. I can make it look like there's couches. Like, I can put little carpets down and everything. Maybe that's what I need to do, is make a barn for cats and put it there. That way the creepers stay away from that area. Because maybe that's what I gotta do. Anyways, if you watched this far and listened to all my little rambling, thanks for watching, and I really hope you have a nice day.